Patrick's. This is following on from the previous session. Now what we're actually going to do is make a game where there's actually something for our character to do. Now it's important that you've watched the two videos, or three videos actually. The one of how to make my first code is called, and what is an algorithm. That's how you make the ball bounce around the screen. And then there's two videos on how to control a sprite. Okay, you need to make sure that you've watched those first before you follow this tutorial. So what I've got here at the moment is what we did previously, which was literally just to make our cat be able to move around the screen. I'm using the arrow keys to make him move where I want. Okay, so now what we're going to do is make something for our cat to do, an objective, a purpose for the game. So you might have remember me saying in the previous video that there's a thing down here called your backpack. Now this is a really handy thing. What we can do is we can put pieces of code that we use regularly into our backpack, and then we can incorporate them into our game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a new sprite, and it's just going to be a ball like this. I'm going to make sure that my game is saved. Now it should save automatically. Okay, as long as you've got a title in here, it should save your game every time, or you could just click save now to be sure. And what I'm going to do is go back to my stuff, and I'm going to get my bouncy ball. Okay. Now the bouncy ball, I didn't finish this one, hang on a second. So you're going to get the code from your bouncy ball, which should look a bit like this, and you're going to drag and drop it down here. Ooh, click on your backpack first. Click on the backpack, drag and drop it down here, and let it go. All right. I'm not going to do that because I've already done it. Okay, you drag and drop it. What you can do then is you've now got access to this piece of script, this code, if you like, whenever you want. Okay, just by clicking on the backpack. So I'm going to go back to my game. First game, here we go. See inside to get my code up. Here's the ball. Click on my backpack, and there's a piece of code I put in there. So what I've got now is I've got both bits of code that we've looked at, okay, within my game. So if I press the green flag, ooh, it's in the wrong direction, just fix that quickly. You've got to make your ball bounce around up and down, okay? So what we're going to try and do is we're going to make it so our cat has to get from one side of the screen to the other without getting hit by the ball. If he gets hit by the ball, he's going to go back to the beginning. All right. So I'm going to go back to my cat. I'll stop the script for a moment. And I'm going to say, just here where it says when green flag clicked, I'm going to give my cat a starting position, which is going to be down here in the bottom corner of the screen. All right. So if you look at this one here, go to X, Y, and there's some numbers in there. Now, when I move my cat, if you notice, these numbers change, because what those numbers are the coordinates, if you like, as to where my cat is on the screen. Now, if I put my cat where I want him to start, the numbers will change, and then I can just stick it under my when green flag clicked, like so. Right, now what that means is wherever I put my cat, or wherever my cat ends up, when I press a green flag, he's going to go back to the beginning like that. All right. Okay. So now we're going to make another piece of script, and it is going to be under control. It's going to be if this then that once again. I'm going to put it here. You could put it here. I like to space my coding out a little bit so it doesn't look too much of a muddle. If you've got a big stack of coding, sometimes it gets a bit confusing to look at it. But if you have it in different kind of categories, or if you like, I'm going to go over to sensing. So rather than a key being pressed this time, we're going to have the cat reacting to something else. So what we're going to say is sensing, if touching, now it says mouse pointer, but we're going to change this to ball. So now, if the cat is touching the ball, something is going to happen. I'm going to go back to my motion, and I am going to go, rather than go to, I'm going to go glide to instead. All right. What glide to means is you'll see him sort of glide across the screen. And now this one here is how many seconds it's going to take him to glide back to this position. So you can make it a really slow one if you want it, maybe 3 seconds. That would be quite long. Obviously, you don't like it too long. So what's going to happen now when I start my game? Hopefully, there we go. I hit the ball, so he's gliding back. Now, I think that's a bit too slow. I'm going to make it 1 second like it was before. So, click the green flag again to start the game. Off we go. And the idea is I need to get to here, and the ball touches me. I fly back. Okay, so the idea is you've got to get across from one side of the screen to the other without being hit by the ball. I'm going to stop my script now, and I'm going to make a new sprite. I'm going to go down to the cat here. I'm going to go to the paint, and I'm going to create a goal for my cat. So I'm going to get this tool here. I'm going to create a square on the screen. And I'm going to type the word, clicking on the text tool here, the word goal. Now you can't see that at the moment because it's the same color as the background, so we need to make it red. Okay, you can also move that around if you want. I also think that maybe it's a little bit too big, so I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Okay, so right, I've got a place where I want my cat to get to now. I'm going to put my goal at this end of the screen. And I need to also say, just in case, hopefully you don't really need to do this, but you want to make sure in case it moves that it always goes back to the same position. So if you click the green flag, we want it to go to the position that I've put it in, so we put that there. Right, back to our cat. Now, I'm going to tap if you're using a Chromebook, or right click if you're using a computer. Duplicate my piece of coding here and put it underneath. And I'm going to change that. If touching sprite 2. Okay. Now he's going to go back to the start position again, glide back to the start position, but you want it to have some sense of achievement here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make find a sound to play. We don't want it to meow because that will sound like he hasn't won anything. We want something interesting for like a da-da type sound. So we're going to click on our sounds, choose sound, and let's try this one. Okay, it's not great, but why not? So now what we're going to do, go back to our code, click on sounds, and we're going to go play trumpet sound until done. I think that's one we need. Let's just try that. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. So, okay. So now he's got an objective. He's got to get to the goal without getting hit by the ball. All right. And you could as well create some sort of scoreboard. The way you're going to do this is you're going to go down to variables, the orange one down here, not to get confused with control. Okay, they've got similar colors. Okay, we want variables, and I'm going to make a variable, and I'm going to call it score. So what's going to happen is whenever he hits the goal, he's going to get some sort of score. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to change my variable by 1, like so. So what's going to happen is this score that we've just created up here is going to go up, if I've done it correctly, every time we hit the goal. So let's try this, shall we? Right, hopefully I'm not going to get hit by the ball. Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. As you can see, I've got a score now. I can try that again. I think what I'm going to do is I put my trumpet sound a little bit higher up, and it should play it before he glides back, which is really ideally what we want. So let's try that again. Here we go. Yeah, much better. Okay, you could even, if you want, put the score changing happening, so the score happens straight after the trumpet sound. Here we go. Good. Now, if you want to make the game harder, what you could do is go to your ball script, and you can make the ball go faster. So let's try 20. Okay. So now that's going to be a lot harder for you to get your cat to the goal. Let's try that. Oh, yeah, a lot harder. Ooh. You don't want to make it... Ooh, got it. Okay, you don't want to make it too difficult. Okay. So, hopefully that helps. Now, a good thing about these videos is you can slow them down, okay, and see how I did things if you want. So you can go back to the beginning and you can pause it, and things like that. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to keep adding these every now and again, and I hope you enjoy them. Thank you.